I'm very honored by the award. Very honored by the award. I want to thank particularly Marty Rizal for kind of spearheading my nomination. I thought you might be interested in knowing how IAP2 got born. Actually, it was IAP3. And it was born in the back seat of the taxi on the way to the Cincinnati airport. Cincinnati Gas and Electric had sponsored a conference on public participation. And I had been quite dissatisfied. It seemed like there were a lot of academics who wrote very learned papers. You know, they gave good footnote, but they clearly had not conducted any public participation. And then there were the young converts who saw this as the new gospel. And I've been through that phase and knew that I was a deep supporter of public participation, but I didn't think it was the new religion. And that's all I'd gotten out of the conference. And 4 of us piled into a taxi to get to the airport, and I shared those feelings. And the 3 women who were in the taxi with me told me that that night, the previous night, over a bottle of Chianti, I don't know why Chianti, but it was Chianti, they had come to the conclusion that the field had developed enough that we needed to have a professional association of some sort. And somehow, even without benefit of Chianti, they persuaded me by the time we got to the airport that I was the person who should organize this. Fortunately, I had a client, Bonneville Power Administration, who for one brief shining moment I think had the best public participation in the United States. Like most shining moments, it's not necessarily shining anymore. But they had proposed to help me out to do this, except it turned out they were busy all the time. And so we negotiated a little bit, and they ended up giving us $12,000 in guilt money. and the assistance of Judy Woodward, who was then a contract writer for Bonneville, and who later became the first executive director of IAP2. We also had a board member he and his father owned a print shop, graphics and print shop, which I guess is like owning a social media company today. It worked, and we were able to put out brochures and advertisements that looked like we were a legitimate organization. To our astonishment, we had 350 people at the first conference, and one implication of this was having been partially sponsored by Bonneville and volunteers and so on, we actually ended up with a little pot of money and realized we could actually grow an organization with this. We had thought about that so little that we realized we had not paid any attention to electing board directors for the next year. And we had to go in front of the conference and beg their permission to just get on with the same board for another year. During that year, we'd figure out what the heck was going on. Fortunately, most everybody agreed to that, and we got launched. And the rest, as they say, is history. So thank you very much for the award, and I'm impressed with the growth that I see in the organization. I think it's beginning to take off.